list of my life savings to the inside of my shoe. It read, Rose, the yellow rabbits, a razor blade, and a seashell. And I don't got any cash, but I got a lot of things that mean more to me than the dollar bills I should be saving or spending or looting or pledging or making. They mean more to me than America's false belief in the economy, because as much as money does me good, it can't hold me like Rose could. Rose. The yellow rabbit was my prized possession growing up. Her hair is coarse. Like clumped together 10-year-old synthetic fur is, her hair is dirty. Like clumped together 10-year-old synthetic fur is, her name is Rose. Like the name of all of my teddy bears from before I was 10, because back then, Rose was the most beautiful name ever. It was my mother's. And I don't know why, but at the time of my life, my mother was the most amazing thing alive, although she was in prison. Now, Rose, she kept me sane for 4 years straight, right after my daddy got custody of me, when all my mother had was visitation rights and late nights driving home after visiting my mother. Me and my brother would cry the entire way back. And once we get back, we'd cry some more. And at 4 years old, when crying wasn't acceptable and meant possibly getting another hit, I'd had to cry. I pulled a blanket over my head and rocked back and forth in the middle of my closet until I was done. And when I'd open my eyes, she'd still be sitting there smiling back at me. She's what kept the bad thoughts from creeping into my head all the way until I was 11, and that's when I found another use for a razor blade. That's right, I started cutting myself in the 6th grade. Now people say that hurting yourself is lame, immature, pathetic, and even selfish, and you know what? I agree. But at 11 years old, when 45-year-old man would try to touch you, or kids would make fun of you because you were poor, kids would make fun of you because you didn't have a mother, or you didn't have a mother, or your best friend was also your single parent who was never around because he was trying to make money for you to be less poor, cutting yourself made sense. And as lame, immature, pathetic, or selfish as it was, it still felt good. And I cut myself all the way up until a couple months ago, and I'm not sure if I kicked the habit, but I'm still feeling pretty hopeful. Because I've learned to keep going. That if your wings are broken, you simply walk. That if your wings are broken, you grab a screwdriver, see what you can do to fix them. If your wings are broken, you evolve fins and start swimming. And I've swam out of these murky waters. I've had my feet caught and my head beaten, and I washed ashore with an empty bottle, and I swore myself up and sent an SOS, because baby, I'm in distress. You heard tapping on your window in the middle of the night. It was me tapping the beat. Please don't leave me and toss rocks. Because all I got left is your hollow footprints in the sand. I put my ear to it and I heard the ocean that said, this too will fade. And that's why I carry a seashell around my neck, to remind me how empty your words were and are. And when you screamed, get out of my street, my shoes, they moved my feet. I walked all the way to the park, stumbling in the dark. And I swung until my lungs hurt from tipping my head back and catching air. And I promised myself that now that I've gotten it back, I'd never let you take it away from me again. I promised myself that now that I've gotten it back, I'd never let you knock the wind out of me again. And when honesty finally breaks out of your punches, you can have all your life back and I'll keep going. And one day I'll sit down. I'll be tired from running away. I'll take off my shoes and I'll catch a glimpse of my life savings. They'll speak whisper words of strength like I used to tell Rose. I promise you, one day you'll get out of this. Please stop begging God to tell you why you're stuck here, because baby, this isn't punishment. It's just a heavy load that'll make you stronger the longer you carry it. And I'm never gonna ask you to stop holding your breath, because I can't let you down like that. But I promise you, when you stop running away from what makes you cry, you'll realize you lived too long off the only savings you've got. Baby, you gotta leave all this behind and start saving up for something else.